What's up, guys, and welcome to the Comic King 89 review channel. If this is your first time being here and you like what you see at the end of the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, give us a like, and put a comment down below to let us know what you thought of this awesome product. And this time, we have our hands on a really cool piece from the DC Multiverse Todd McFarlane toy line. Batman vs. Bane, The Breaking of the Bat 2-pack. I am over the moon excited about getting into this box, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, this is really exciting. Let's take a look at the box first. So here you have an up-close look of what we've got going on. We've got some swap-out hands for Batman, and Bane actually came with some swap-out closed-fist hands. Very awesome. The Bane mega figure that they released, I believe it's a couple years back now, he just came with these open hands, as you see in the box there, and it didn't really give you much of an option as far as posing him on the shelf. I mean, there was only, so much you could do with him. So there was no like real fight scene you could have because there was no closed fist. He just had the open hand, so he could do, the breaking of the bat setup that we would want Bane and Batman to be doing on the shelf. But this Bane puts the other one to shame. Some people are like, oh, well, the blue on him. Yeah, but if you look at the comic book, this is a lot more accurate than the other Bane that McFarlane released a while back. So I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Here you see on the side of the box, we have Batman versus Bane, Batman Nightfall, DC Multiverse logo, and then on the back, look at that artwork. That's really cool. Straight off the cover of that comic book. I mean, literally, they took that right off the cover, and it's a beautiful piece of artwork. I've always been a fan of this. I've loved that comic book since I was a kid. So this is really cool. A lot of nostalgia getting hit on here. So very, very cool. Like the presentation. Very, very good job, McFarlane. Let's open it up. Okay, we have released the figures from their prison. But before we take a look at those guys, I wanted to show you this really cool backdrop that McFarlane decided to include in this 2-pack. This is neat. It is the Bat Cave. And for those of you who want to take photos or make videos, or even just put it behind the figures as you're posing them on the shelf to make it look like Batman and Bane are going to war inside the Bat Cave, this is absolutely awesome. Well done, McFarlane, for including this. And let's take a quick look at the card that came in the box. We only get one this time because both figures are included on the one card. Once again, we are paying homage to that awesome comic book, Batman vs. Bane, Batman Nightfall. Here on the back, we have the data file, if you guys would like to pause the video now so you can take a quick look at this. And as far as accessories go, in the box, we got 2 of the black DC peg stands. You will get one of these or 2 of these inside of every DC Multiverse Todd McFarlane release. Let's take a quick look at the accessories that Batman gets. First off, he gets 2 open hands for when he's just wanting to squeeze the crap out of something. Then he comes with 2 close fists when he's just ready to try to punch Bane, but let's be honest, Bane's just a little too strong. And then last but not least, we get a Batarang for Batman. Now, on to what I think is the coolest part about this whole 2-pack, Bane getting some closed fist. Pow! I am so glad that McFarlane decided to include these because last time that we got a mega figure Bane, he only had the open hands and there was only so much you could do with that. But now that we have these, the possibilities are almost limitless. But without further ado, let's finally take a look at one of those figures. Up first, let's talk about the Batman figure as we get a 360. I really, really like what they did here with this guy. He has the rips and the tears on the front of the outfit, signifying that him and Bane have been through an absolute war. Very, very cool attention to detail there by McFarlane. The head sculpt is really nice, but there is a couple of things I wish they'd have done a little differently. Once we take a closer look at that head sculpt, you guys will notice that it's a little zombified. He did go and put a little bit of blood in there, but the skin color is, and there's a little too much teeth. So when we take a closer look at that head sculpt, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Let's talk about that cape though for a second. Absolutely awesome. I love the cloth cape, and I like the wire that they put inside this cape. It's very sturdy. So you guys will be able to do all kinds of neat things, sweeping the cape to the side, or maybe pushing it back as he's lunging forward to punch Bane, or whatever you guys are wanting to do. This cape will definitely stay in the pose that you guys want it to be in. Let's take a closer look at this guy. As we pull him in close here, as you can see what I was talking about when it comes to the face sculpt, it's still good. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you can see what I mean when I say it's a little zombified. But as far as the rest of the head sculpt goes, it's on point. It's very, very good. The tears on the outfit are really cool. Nice attention to detail. Very, very neat. And then, as you can see, look at how the cape is. You can put it up like that. It just stays. No matter what you guys want to do with it, the cape will hold its position. But overall, I really do like this figure. You're getting your standard Todd McFarlane articulation. He's got double jointed knees, ankle articulation, toe articulation, double jointed elbows, articulation in the wrists, and the head is very well articulated as well. It's not a very stiff figure, so McFarlane really made this figure so you guys could do the breaking of the bat poses with him. I like him. Up next, we're going to take a look at the whole reason why anybody even wants to buy this 2-pack, the Bane figure. Right off the rip, I'm just going to be honest. I'm in love. I really, really am digging this figure. Yes, they used basically the same sculpt as they did last time with this figure. And as we get a 360 here, we're just getting to see everything that this guy has to offer before we do any kind of swap in with the hands or anything. I loved the first Bane mega figure that Todd McFarlane released. I just wish that it would have been this version, the breaking of the bat version. And I wish, it would have came with these swap out fists. That would have been absolutely amazing. But this is the Bane figure I think everybody was really wanting. I love the detail, and we will take a closer look at him here in a second. And I think that after we do so, you guys are going to be like, man, I need to add this to my collection. You know what? Why mess around any longer? Let's take a closer look at him. Okay, let's go ahead and point out what is obviously new before we go any further. The head sculpt. They definitely changed out the head sculpt, and I prefer this one. Well done, McFarlane, on this head sculpt. They were definitely looking at the comic book when they were making that one, and it looks epic. They also changed out the tubing from the green tubing to this just normal silver tubing. And then on his back, they removed the tank that was right here, and I honestly prefer it just like this. They definitely changed the paint, put a new wash on his skin, and added these hairs. Those are definitely new, but I love it because the wash, it's kind of like a dirty skin look, and it makes it look like he's actually been in a war with Batman. Very cool. They also added the blue on this guy, which is also really cool because if there's those of you out there that's like, why is there a bunch of blue all over this guy? Well, look at the comic book because he does have like accents of that blue on his outfit and stuff when he's fighting Batman. And it's just the way that they had done the colors in that comic book. I think they nailed this figure. And this is the Bane that everybody wanted from the get-go. The other one was okay, but this was the one that we deserved. Articulation-wise, he's got the double-jointed knees. He has articulation in his ankles. He does have toe articulation, but the legs are pretty stiff. But when it comes to a big guy like this, that's not necessarily a bad thing because look, he doesn't even need his DC peg stand to help him stand up. He's really solid just the way that he is. He's got the single jointed elbows, so there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do there. He has pretty good range of motion in the wrists. And his head, honestly, I mean, he's got pretty good articulation in his head. So I don't mind that. let's go ahead and swap out one of those hands and put a fist on him and see what he looks like. Okay, we went ahead and put one of his fists on. We chose the right arm, and I think he looks absolutely beastly with a fist. So cool, because now when I do poses, or when you guys do poses with him and the Batman figure, you're going to be able to actually make it look like he's just knocking Batman into a whole nother universe. This is really cool. Honestly, it's the main reason I was so excited. Yes, I was excited about the Bane figure in general, but I was really excited to have those swap out hands that we should have gotten the first time around. And you guys can see why. Look, because now with that closed fist like that, he looks like he's just pumped. And this guy has no shortage of muscle definition. They did not skip on giving this guy the roids. I absolutely love this figure. Let's go ahead and see if we can set up a really cool fight scene between Bane and Batman. The first scene that I decided to set up is Batman getting ready to throw his batarang. His cape is swept to the side, the wind's blowing it, and Bane has his fists clenched, ready to knock Batman into the middle of next week. This is so cool. This is definitely smacking my nostalgia meter all over the place. Very cool. Let's set up another scene. Well, there you have it. I couldn't resist. I had to put these guys in their iconic Breaking of the Bat pose. And let me just say, the fact that you can get these two figures in this pose just shows you guys how awesome and well done the articulation is for these two figures. McFarlane knocked this 2-pack out of the park. If you guys are Batman fans, this is going to be right up your alley. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the comparison. So cool. I think I'm going to pose them just like this on the shelf. This was an absolute joy for me to review this for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, become a part of the Comic King 89 family, smash that like button, and put a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this product and if it's going to be something that you're going to add to your collection. I am over the moon, full of joy that I have this in my collection. Hopefully you guys will be too. Until next time, never stop collecting.